morning. It's me again to start your day, or if you're not UK based, to end your day if you're one of my US or Australian followers. I thought I would just address something that's been sent to me by one of my delightful community who often sends me things because she keeps an eye on what's going on in the background when I don't have time. So the title of this live is Don't Shove Anything Up Your Vag, any old thing up your vag. Well, honestly, the amount of nonsense I see all the time on the good old interweb about what will help with your itching, pain, splitting skin, dryness in that area. It's just, oh my God, really, it's not difficult. I just want you to remember you do not have to spend a fortune on this product and that product just to make sure that your vaginal health is good. Yes, it's good from a sexual perspective. If you're having intercourse, it's really good to make sure that you have lubricants if you need them. However, you may not need them because if you've got your vaginal health good, that was terrible grammar, if you have your vaginal health good, if you have it healthy, if it's all, if the skin is all healthy, there is no need to be adding in coconut oil, baby oil, olive oil, any of those things. And just because I've just seen something that was sent to me, just because somebody says do a little patch test just to check it's okay on the external area before you shove it up, then that doesn't mean it's safe to do. Now, it's not going to harm you terribly, but it's really, olive oil is not meant for vaginal use. Baby oil is not meant for vaginal use. Coconut oil is not meant for vaginal use. Yes, coconut oil has some anti-inflammatory and antibacterial impacts and is actually a really good oil, but I'm not going to suggest that it's for internal use. So if you are struggling with dryness, with pain, with splitting skin in that area, obviously go to your doctor because you may have an infection. It may be bacterial vaginosis, it may be thrush, it may be something else. But so have everything checked, but just consider, if you're perimenopausal and definitely if you're postmenopausal, consider that it might just be the low estrogen in that area, in which case vaginal estrogen will do the trick. And I've just commented on a BBC post as well, which was relating to this is not about vaginal estrogen, but about estrogen generally, which related to a comment or a post saying how to get rid of brain fog. And there was some lovely advice about sleep and nutrition and everything around those things. Not once was it mentioned that that brain fog might be due to low estrogen. So clearly I've commented on that. It would be so nice if we could all work together, if we could all say, nutritionists and personal trainers, those who know anything about health, if they could just get on board with the whole HRT hormone replacement message, then we could actually make a bigger impact. At the moment, it feels like they're all doing their thing and I'm doing my thing, and everybody else who's talking about HRT and the benefits of HRT is doing their thing. If we work together, there's a bigger picture. So obviously I work with nutrition, I am a qualified nutritionist, I work in the HRT world, so I can at least bring those two things together, and I work on the mindset around menopause. But when you're constantly fighting against people who never even consider that hormones might be part of the issue, it's very frustrating. So back to vaginal estrogen. If you are struggling with vaginal atrophy, also known as genitourinary syndrome of menopause, or GSM, then clearly, as I said, go to your doctor. But vaginal estrogen is so helpful. I have so many people in my community where it's actually changed their lives, where they couldn't even sit down or wear trousers before, which is heartbreaking. It's ridiculous. And years ago, I know I digress as always, but years ago, when I was perimenopausal, didn't know it. I had lots of problems, and I kept getting thrush, and it was a real issue. Um, and by the way, vaginal estrogen healing that skin will stop you being more susceptible to thrush. Forgot to mention that. But I went to the doctor, and this doctor, I will literally never forget him. He was a locum, and I hope he's been struck off, if I'm honest, because his attitude was appalling. And I did complain, and he was removed from that surgery. But on this one occasion, I told him about my problem. I was having itching, discomfort, dryness. It's just really uncomfortable. And I'd had thrush again. And he leant back in his chair, took his glasses off, and just put his glasses in his mouth and said, "Ah, yes," he said. Women were never really meant to wear trousers. I think that's your problem." And I went, "Right, okay, you and I are not going to be friends." And I went, "Okay, thank you very much, bye-bye." So that was the end of that conversation. So yes, of course, moisturisers are great, and there are some amazing moisturisers out there if you need that additional support. Yes is a really good one, YES. Sutil, I think it's called, is another really good one. So there's some really good ones that have no added irritants. And I was watching something the other day from a doctor who said that most vaginal moisturisers are actually made with men in mind, so that there's no irritation for the man. We want things that have no additional irritants within them, and Yes would be a good example. I'm not paid to recommend Yes. I just think it's a really good example of a good moisturiser, a lubricant, sorry. So get your vaginal pessaries, or I prefer the cream because the cream is much kinder to the skin. Some people find that the pessaries don't absorb and don't dissolve as effectively as having the cream. And the cream can go, and both of them can be used internally, clearly, but the cream can be used externally as well if you've got external irritation. And some people are told by their doctors that one, they can't have vaginal estrogen if they're using systemic HRT, like your patch or your gel or tablets. That is completely untrue. And also they're told if you're using it internally, you can't use it externally as well. Again, completely untrue. So I hope that's been helpful. I've quite enjoyed venting that because it was very irritating this morning seeing that, and I'm now got it off my chest. So enjoy your day. See you soon. Bye.